Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Alara Canfield Show. Thank you so much for being here. I'm so grateful for all of you that have joined today. And as some of you know, today is a very special day. It's in Hinduism, it's Diwali, it's the Festival of Lights. It's where we celebrate good triumphing over evil, um, and light over darkness, and wisdom over ignorance. So I'm so glad that today, and the goddess for today is Lakshmi, right? And Lakshmi is the goddess of prosperity, good fortune, blessings, success, home life, and all of that wonderful stuff. So it's interesting that today we have Maria Martinez here with us talking about prosperity, money, success, relationships, and love. And it's like, wow, how what a coincidence. Not. So it's like, we couldn't have planned this any better, right? So thank you so much, Maria, for being here. And for those of you who don't know Maria, I'll just tell you a little bit about her, because Maria was on our show a couple of months ago for the first time, and we absolutely loved her. And the whole conversation was phenomenal. The healings, and the energy work that Maria did on the call was amazing, and she was spot on with the people who called in. So if you do have questions, we will have time for that as well later. And so Maria is a spiritual coach, a multidimensional healer, an energy alchemist, a breakthrough specialist, and wealth consciousness activator. So she supports people in identifying their gifts and talents, discovering their life purpose, living at their full expression, and achieving happiness, joy, fulfillment, and prosperity. And she has a unique ability to see, feel, and hear your deepest desires and what is clearly in your way. And she's a catalyst for change, healing, and transformation. And she can help remove all your blocks to having it all, living abundantly, and manifesting your unique, extraordinary life. So I'm so glad that Maria is back here with us today. And today we're going to be talking about your relationship with money and how that impacts your success, your career, your relationships, your love, health, and spirituality. So I'm so excited. So Maria, welcome.
Thank you, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. And I am excited about this topic because we talk about it in many different ways. We talk about abundance, and we talk about prosperity, and we talk about money. And what we don't realize, or often don't realize, is that the way we see money and our value and our worth and our worthiness and how we show up in the world, it also affects other areas of our life. So the way we show up, like the way we do one thing is the way we do everything. So I wanted to break it up this way so that we can really take a look at specifically how in each area of our lives it affects us, and so that we can become aware and then learn to shift and learn to align and learn to move into a place of knowing, empowering, shifting, and being our own empowerment coach, being our own mentor.
Awesome. Thank you. And, I wanted to start off today, Maria, actually really looking at, and I'm sure people know this already, and people have learned this already on other calls and done their own research, but can you talk a little bit about the energy of money? Because, let's face it, everything is energy, right? So,
Right.
And it's your energetic relationship as well with money, right? So can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. When I talk about money and the energy of money, it's really just simply energy. Like, we're all energy. The stories and the belief systems and everything we attach to it is not money itself. Money is just money. And if we really think about what the purpose of money, it's there to support, to help us advance, to help us grow, to help us evolve into more, and to support the lifestyle that we're creating as we're aligning with it. So money itself is just simply a beautiful energy, like light. What we attach to it is what makes it bad or wrong or frustrating. And as a good example for everybody in the call here, if you really think about money and how do I feel about money, you're probably going to find that you feel frustrated, you feel resentful, you feel sad, you feel a sense of loss, you feel all these things, but it's not really money. It's how you're relating to money. Money is just simply a beautiful energy. And when I talk about money, and if you really want to have a good relationship with it, I talk about uh, connecting it to something that brings you joy and brings you happiness. Like, to me, it's like a puppy, right? That
Mhm.
just wants to please you, wants to have fun with you, wants to love you. And then the more joy it brings you, the more joy it wants to bring you because it knows that you're happy and it wants to bring you more. So energy, the energy of money itself is just a beautiful light. It's just a beautiful energy, beautiful frequency that can be amplified, that can be you can amplify it and you can basically grow that energy. You can integrate it into your field. You can allow it to flow within you. What keeps us from doing that is what we've taken on from our family, our society, and the way we see money outside us, the way we see money having to be something that we have to earn and attain based on an expectation or based of something quantifiable like results. And when we do that, we're always striving for it. It's never really enough. What we receive is never really enough. And the satisfaction of it, because we're also measuring ourselves to what's next, it doesn't feel like it's always enough. And then we go into then I can't really have it. And then we go into, I might as well give up, or I might as well settle. And then we fall into that energy, and then we become frustrated with money. But it wasn't really money. It was everything that we were trying to do to gain it, attach to it,
Mhm.
to bring it in.
But in this reality, right, in this 3D reality, we all need money to live, right, to pay our
Hmm.
bills, to put food on the table, right? It,
Right.
it's a tool, it's a resource, and it's a necessity, right? So
Yes.
go ahead.
Yes. So we can see it as what you just described as a necessity. It's a tool. But when we also attach that, we also attach hard work to it.
Right.
So as we see it as it's a tool, it's a resource, it's something that is here to support us, and it's something that it's a form of exchange. And as we are exchanging money, we're exchanging energy,
Mhm.
and the more we exchange it, actually, the more it amplifies. And if we also release the attachment, because sometimes when we feel like we have to pay this, like a bill, or we have to pay um, whatever expenses we have coming up, a lot of the time we're cringing because we feel that loss of the money or the money going out. And when that happens, we're actually restricting that flow and that exchange of energy. So it is something that we have established as a need to gain possessions and to live. So as a tool, if we can attach, it's also love, it's also light, it's also passion, it's also purpose, it's also abundance, it's also joy, and it's also happiness. Instead of I can't get enough, I have to go to work, I'm not getting paid for my value. So if we release all those lower vibrational emotions that we attach to it, then that resource opens up. Then we start receiving from multiple sources that we didn't even expect were there or know that they were there.
So it's more about looking at the energy of money in a higher vibration, right?
Yes, absolutely. Yeah.
And for yourself, what's the easiest way of doing that?
For myself, that's how I look at it. I look at money as something that is part of me. So I look at money like another thing that happens is when we look at money, we look at abundance, and we look at prosperity, we tend to separate them. And in a way, they're different. They have sort of a different definition and description, but the energy is really the same. Because there's that higher vibrational energy that is love, and that is light, and that is oneness and infinite. And so I think of money and abundance and prosperity really in the same energy, in the same frequency. So when I think about that, I see that energy as part of me because I'm an energy. We're
Mhm.
all energy. So I don't see it separate than me. I see it as it's within me. It's part of my DNA. It's my divine right. It's my divine inheritance. So I don't see it as, oh my gosh, I have to go to work, or I have to do this and I have to strive for that. I see it as it is already mine. So how can I be open to receive more of it? What are some of the things that I can do to receive more of it? Because I am worthy and I am here to serve, and my service has value, and attached to the value is the reward, and the reward is allowing more in to support the lifestyle that I desire. So if we look at it as sort of it's continuously amplifying versus the things I have to do and things I don't like to do, and having to sell or having to ask for and exchange versus like, here it is, and I'm happy whether you see the value or not. So I, in my meditation, I also see myself in abundance. So one of the things that I implement for myself is that abundance is infinite and it comes from an infinite source. And I am infinite. So we are the same.
Mhm.
So when I think about abundance and when I think about being infinite, I see abundance throughout my energy and I see it all around me. And I also see, my temple or my foundation made of gold. So I really tune into that energy of what that looks like, what that feels like, who I am, because I know I'm value, I know I am worth, and we all are.
Mhm.
And we make it part, if we can make it part of the practice and we can integrate it into our energy, into our field, then it becomes who we are. It's almost like expecting it without the attachment. I'm not
Mhm.
attached to getting this and getting that, but I expect it because I know I am,
Right.
and
Yeah.
without attachment.
Yeah. I love that.
So
And,
I hope that helps.
sorry, go ahead.
I said, I hope that helps. I said a
Yeah,
lot.
yeah, yeah, definitely. And one of the key points that you mentioned was about how we tend to think of money as being outside of us and separate from us and
Mhm.
having to like get it as opposed to being abundant already,
Mhm.
right? So
Right.
I think most people are stuck in that mentality or in those thought processes or those beliefs of having it be outside and having to get it, whether it's you're
Right.
asking for it or earning it or whatever. It's not seeing that it is us already, that we are already abundant and infinite.
Right. And that comes from, if it comes from society, comes from, what we learn from our family, comes from uh, our history and how our ancestors related to money and value and worth. And we grow up with the belief that we have to earn it, that
Mm-hmm.
we have to either go to college or, get a specific type of job to earn, and that equates the value versus you are the value, right? And we keep striving for it and we keep working hard and we keep trying to live up to other people's expectations, which, if they decide we meet them, then we meet them and they give us a value. And if they say we don't, then we don't. And that's the struggle that we're in because we're allowing somebody else to define our value, define our worth.
Right.
And some of us, that's all we know. So that's what we do. And some of us are trying to pull away from that and say, no, I know what my value is and I'm going to attract what that is for me. And I'm going to be okay if I have to, change this career and move into something else. But having the confidence that, when you know your value and we know your worth, that it's going to match you because in that knowing, in that acceptance, in that embracing that, you're also raising your vibration. So
Mhm.
now you're resonating, you're attracting that which matches you.
So, what about those people who don't know their value, partly because of old patterns, conditioning, family beliefs, generational beliefs, what do you have to say about that? Because those beliefs can be really strong, right?
Right, absolutely. And, I would say that if we're not born awake into who we truly really are, we're all running those belief systems. We're all running not enough. We're all running unworthiness, undeservingness, suffering, pain. It's out there. It's not within us. So we're all running those patterns. And we're all fortunate that we're all here and we are understanding that. And for a family that is not quite there yet, as we are working through our own stuff and shifting our DNA, letting go of old contracts of poverty, letting go of old contracts of suffering, we're also healing our family, our lineage. So we're all fortunate that we're here today because we can do that. And also there is more awareness and more education around the patterns that we're living and the illusion that we're living under and what we've accepted as our own and how to break away. So I also feel like there's, like humanity as a whole is raising its vibration around wealth consciousness. So that is definitely, amazing.
Hmm. Oh, absolutely. And thank goodness for tools and for people like yourself who share this wisdom and these tools for to those of us who may have never even like who may never even thought of It's like, how would it be to think differently? How would it be to feel differently? And I'm sure there are still some people who don't get that money is just energy. It's not really the piece of paper. It's the value that we put on it and the beliefs
Right.
and stories we have around it, right?
Right. Absolutely.
And those stories and those beliefs can be changed.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. And, all of us that are here on this call, we've probably been doing a lot of work around this. And as we're doing our work and we're becoming more aware, as we're interacting with people, especially people that integrated those belief systems in us, we're probably able to pick up, that's where it came from. Now I know what pattern I'm running. I can see it.
Mm-hmm.
And then you're able to shift. And then you're able to support, by helping others shift how they're relating to money and be, moving into more abundance, feeling more joyful about who they are in life itself, and letting go of the constriction that we're often under, because it feels like money is the power over us and it has a hold on us, but it's really how we're, the attachment that we're giving it, the energy that we're giving it, and the power that we're giving it, and everybody else who's on the other side of that.
Yeah. And that's the thing, is like sometimes there was a thought that was coming to me, which I just lost, but hopefully it'll come back. But, I've been receiving, oh, Monica, 1 second, hold on. 1 second. Just gonna fix this. Mm-hmm. I can't. So I don't know how you did that, Monica, but I can't quite get you to stop sharing your screen. I should be able to, you'd think. Hold on, but it's not letting me. Hold on. Who can share? Only host. So how come? So Monica, can you stop sharing, please? Because for some reason it's not working for me. Otherwise, I'm gonna have to kick you out, and then you can come back in. Yeah. Okay. Let me find you here. 1 second. Sorry. All right. All right. So hopefully that worked. Yes. Sorry, Monica. Hopefully she'll come back. And it said only host can share. That was weird. Interesting technology. What can you do? Sometimes it's like, strange. All right. Sorry. So what were we saying before that?
We were talking about the energy of money and how, that's really based on what we attach to it. It's based on the belief systems that we are sort of, given, and that we are now at the place that we can transform all of that. We can change that. We can create our own reality.
And sometimes, because I've noticed that sometimes I get these ahas or these awarenesses, like, oh, this is where I'm still operating from lack or scarcity. It's like, oh, I didn't know that. So then it's like, I know that once I can see it, then I can change it consciously by once you're aware, then next time, most likely you won't have that same pattern again. If you consciously choose, okay, this doesn't work for me, and I'm going to do this instead, or I'm going to act like this instead, or think like this instead, or feel like this instead, and actually putting that into practice. But that's only when we catch ourselves, right?
Right.
So there are lots of times when we don't catch ourselves, and we're not aware that we are actually have some sort of pattern running, right, or some sort of belief that's running. So can you talk a little bit about that? Some of those subconscious and unconscious beliefs that we're not aware of.
Right. Yes. And as you were describing that, I was thinking about just how many people have come across that are not aware of their patterns and not aware that they have subconscious belief systems, and just how their life is unfolding. Those belief systems that are there, or what we were describing of parents, when you come into your family and you look around to be the best human, or to learn how to be human, you're absorbing everything around you, how your parents are relating, how they're showing up. And we often forget their responses to certain situations that trigger them, that when we see that as a child, we're like, oh, okay, so that's the way I'm supposed to respond when that happens. That's the way I'm supposed to feel when that happens. And that becomes embedded in our subconscious mind. And we don't see them unless somebody else points them to us, or unless we're doing our work and doing our study and really focusing on breaking through what that is. And, as they are reinforced, because once we see and we say and we accept that that's the way life is, we look for the proof. So then we create a pattern. We create another incident that reminds us of that. And now it's a pattern and it's really ingrained in us. So that's one set of belief systems when you're here. But then we also have the other set of belief systems that are generational, that are cultural, that are from your ancestors. And if we're here in this space and we know that we've been here many times before, we haven't always been in this culture. We've been in other cultures. So you have all of that also that you're carrying in your DNA. So yeah, and then you have soul contracts that you've created about suffering and pain, about what you needed to learn. So you have so much that you don't even know about. And even the ones that are doing the work, unless somebody says, "Yeah, that's an old contract or that's from a past life," you still wouldn't know. So, a lot of the times for people that are coming in and they're new to the work, it's very hard to accept that part of it is what they were given, and part of it is what they accepted and they've created. So accepting that you are the creator of your life, accepting that your life is the way it is because you've created that, it's really difficult for them, because now what we're saying, or what they think we're saying, is that they're at fault. And it's really not about fault or blame or anything. It's really more about being aware of what's showing up in your life and where that's coming from, whether it's from your parents, whether it's from your culture, whether it's from society, whether it's from something that is generational in your DNA, and understanding that it doesn't have to be your truth. It doesn't have to be your reality, that you can shift it if you choose it. You can let it go and release it if you choose to do that. And then going through the process of doing that. So it's just really interesting coming to the work, not knowing, and then having to accept that you had choice. Whether you knew it or not, you had choice. Now you have choice. Now you can go back and say, that doesn't work for me anymore. That life, that suffering doesn't work for me. That pain doesn't work for me. That lack and scarcity doesn't work for me. And then there's, your journey begins to release all of that. And as we're doing that work of releasing contracts and clearing generational stuff and society and all of that, you're removing the layers of who you are. And as I said this earlier, you're healing yourself, but you're also healing your lineage backwards and forward. So you're removing all those contracts, all those belief systems from your family. So you're doing something not just for yourself, but you're doing it for a larger group of people. So that's pretty significant. And it's just amazing when you see the shifts in people and you see them becoming aware of what was there, and then also recognizing, that's definitely my mom, that's definitely my dad. I can really see how I've played that out, and then now they're beginning to shift themselves. Now they're looking where they're replicating somebody else's life.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that I always looked at. It's like, oh, I'm this pattern, it's just like my dad's, or this is just like my mom's, and it's like, how did that happen? But I'm like, I made totally different choices than they did, but I can still see some of the patterns that are just like them. And it's like, then it's like, no, I don't want that same pattern. No, I don't want that same life. And, it's like, how, and then it's like, okay, now how can I change that? Because I know I don't want it, but so far what I've done up until now hasn't worked. Right. Because, if I would have known what to do, it would have changed, right? So it's like, it's not working. Nothing is working. So then it's like, then what do you do? And I'm not talking about just myself specifically,
in
but
general. Yeah. Yeah, and so that's sort of like a general question, right? For
Yeah.
some of you, because I do get that question, like I've done a lot of work, I've already worked on my parents, I've already worked on my belief systems. And so one of the things that I look at joy and I look at happiness and I look at love. Like how much do you love yourself?
Hmm.
Or how much do you accept yourself? How much do you believe in yourself? Because when we say we've done a lot of work and we're not loving ourselves and we're not forgiving ourselves and we're not accepting ourselves, there's a big gap.
Yeah.
And the gap needs to close in order for money, wealth, abundance, prosperity, all to align with you. Because if you're not loving yourself, you're saying, I'm not worthy, I don't deserve it. If you're not accepting yourself, you're saying, I'm not worthy, I'm not deserving. I don't want that right now. I don't need it because who I am is not who I love or who I embrace. So you're pushing everything out, you're rejecting everything out of your life. So, when that question comes up, I look at their energy, where they are, their vibration, and the words that they're using. And then I look at how much love and light can you hold, are you holding? And that's a good indication of all the work that they've done, how much they've let in and how much like the room there that's still for them to go. And it's not often much. It's just looking at that self-love, that
Hmm.
self-forgiveness, that self-belief, that self acceptance, and
Yeah.
that usually gets them a lot closer to being in alignment with abundance.
Yeah.
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 And so what I often tell them, like, if you're avoiding yourself, you're also avoiding all the good things in your life. You have to take yourself on. You have to be okay with looking at yourself, standing in front of the mirror, be naked. And when I mean naked, I'm talking about just being raw and revealed about the things that you don't want people to know about you, and just let it out. Just,
Hmm.
yeah. And the more you love and accept yourself, the more you attract in, because now you're in that vibration of ease and grace and love and unconditional love. And you allow more things in when you're in that vibration. I'm getting a lot of goosebumps as I'm saying.
Yeah. No, it's
Feels
awesome.
good. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
It's
So
great.
yeah, it's just self-love. And I've talked about self-love and I talk about forgiveness all the time, but it's just so important because you do your work, you clear all the stuff that is not yours, you clear the stuff that family and generations and society gave you. But now it's you, right? So what about you? What are you gonna do for you?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
let's look at that and close that gap. Yeah.
Awesome. Thank you. So I know we have lots of questions. And so I'm gonna, I don't know about you, Maria, but I think those, and no offense to anybody who's asked this question, but if you're just asking a question, can you check my field and see where there's blocks? We all have blocks, you
Mhm.
know, I'll be honest, we all have some sort of blocks. So I, for myself, and I'd rather have you ask a specific question about something, not just, can you check my field and see what kind of blocks I have?
Mhm.
That's too general, it's too vague, and it's it's not helpful to everybody on the call, right, as well. So I'd rather, if it's and even the specific question, can, I'm sure we can make it so that we can generalize it for everybody as well,
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
Yeah, I was actually just gonna say, as you were saying that, what came up is how money also dictates the rest of your life, because you carry your belief systems and your emotions in your body. So
Hmm.
that may show up as, pain in your body. It may show up especially in your lower back. And it may show up as other things in your body, because if you've attached to money, I'm unworthy of it, or I'm undeserving of it, or I can't have it, it's not for me. I do not get to have. So you're basically kind of shrinking your vibration and you're distorting your vibration, and it brings in an energy of like self-hate,
Hmm.
self-loathing. And so that shows up in your body as different symptoms. So that's one aspect. And then the other one is in your relationships. If you're always fighting about money, if you're always fighting about who's bringing what and how it's being spent, or your value, if you're always constantly talking about your value or thinking about your value, and in this relationship you feel you're not going to attain that, so that creates problems in your relationship. So it just plays a role in different areas of your life. In your career, if you feel unworthy and you're allowing them to match you, with your unworthiness, then they're probably not going to pay you what you're worth, or
Mm-hmm.
you're not going to be earning what you're worth. Or if you get a raise and you feel unworthy because your parents don't have it, or because somebody else should have it more than you, or you feel like, they're working just as hard, they should have it, then you find ways to reject it, and it just goes away.
Mm-hmm.
So there's different ways that it affects your life, and it shows up in all areas of your life. Um, so ask me anything.
Yeah. Awesome. No, thank you. And I was gonna ask a question about something, and it's just so when you were talking about, and then I promise we're gonna take some questions in just a second. I lost Karen. I was gonna take your question next, Karen, but I lost you. Um, so my question was the undeserving part and the unworthiness part, right? So does it matter, like, in which area you feel undeserving or unworthy, or just general? Because if you
you
feel
know,
unworthy
yeah.
in anything, I guess it's going to reflect in the prosperity and abundance and money as
Right,
well.
right. Yeah, it almost doesn't matter where you have it, because when we work on unworthiness, if we work on unworthiness in general, like we clear that, right? So that's kind of the general energy, and then they start feeling a little bit better. But then when they go to create, a relationship, or where they go to create their career, it shows up again, because we didn't get to those layers, because they're relating to unworthiness differently
Mm-hmm.
in that way.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but when we so another aspect of unworthiness that I see a lot is your past. So if you're still holding on to anything in the past that you're blaming yourself for, or that
Right.
you haven't forgiven yourself for, um, or that you feel guilty of, that's gonna hold unworthiness, and that's gonna block you in different areas, especially in money, in relationships. So money and happiness, um, and health. uh, And the other thing where I see unworthiness is the separation from you and source, like
Yeah.
you and universe, you and source, you, whoever you believe to be your God of your understanding.
Mm-hmm.
When there's that separation, there's also a lot of unworthy. Oh, I don't deserve it because I don't feel connected. I don't deserve it because I'm being punished.
Yeah.
Well, you're not being punished. You're punishing yourself.
Yeah. Yeah. Awesome. Thank you. Yep. Totally get that. All right. So let me so if you want to be on screen, or like, uh, you can raise your hand and we will unmute you. Otherwise, you can just submit a question in the chat. Okay. So I'm just going to go back up and see what questions there were.
Hmm.
We're going to start with da, 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 da. Sunny. Sunny said, "Thank you for the great insights, priceless. Any guidance? How do I restore my feeling of self-value and open to receive all that is good in life, and go back, go back in the money flow? I messed up a little."
Okay. Okay. So that's a really good question. So you were asking me about alignment and value and self-worth and worthiness. Your value and your self-worth doesn't really come from your experience, or it comes from, your career or the titles that you have. It comes from who you are,
Mhm.
and you knowing who you are, and that is, the divine being within you, the light within you. So connecting to the part of you that is infinite, because that's the part of you that's already whole. That's the part of you that already has access to everything that you need. So if you can connect with yourself, with your higher self, with your divine self, with the goddess within you, and align yourself with that, and allow that part of you to come forth, that aligns you with your value and your self-worth, because you honor yourself. You're embracing who you really are. That part of you cannot be diminished. That part of you cannot be tainted, and it can't be uh, taken away. It is yours. That's who you are. That's your truth. That's your extension, or your connection to the universe, to source. It is yours. So if you really take ownership of who you are, not what the world sees and paper and everything else, but who you really are, you can, you learn to show up in anywhere, uncompromised, confident, whole, courageous. You learn to stand in your power, because you feel absolute. You're like, this is who I am. whatever they say, it doesn't matter because this is who I am. And so you have that confidence about yourself and you have that knowing about yourself. So somebody, I was reading the questions and somebody said faith. And so, yeah, it is, you have faith in yourself. You believe in yourself. You trust yourself
Hmm.
because you know who you are and no one can take that away from you and no one can define you because you've already decided who you are. So I would suggest for anyone that still feels that gap between you and who you are, connect to that part of you. Oftentimes, what doesn't allow you to connect is guilt and um, blame and everything that you're unworthy because what you're saying is that that part of me is so beautiful, but I'm not beautiful because I did X, Y, and Z,
Hmm.
or I was involved in X, Y, and Z. So then let it go. Forgive yourself. Clear it so that you can feel connected to who you really are because that's the part of you that once you're aligned with that part of you, your vibration is going to be so high that it's going to be easier to manifest the lifestyle that you desire in abundance.
Awesome. Thank you. And I
You're
love that.
welcome.
That's one of the things that I talk about all the time is connecting with you. So Lisa has a question about when we shift these programs or patterns, do you feel like that helps a person step into their purpose work so that we're in flow? She says, I know I'm working through blocks. Are you able to see if any blocks also has ancestral tie? I do feel things have and are shifting.
Yes. So removing blocks and limiting beliefs does allow you to move into your purpose if you know what your purpose is or if you've decided what your purpose is. What happens when we have these blocks uh, and trying to get to a place is that they create distraction. They create distraction, they create doubt, they create insecurity, they create fear. So they create all these things that are just distractions from you. So, Lisa, for you, let me see. So, connecting to yourself, um, because when you said the the purpose and the blocks, I saw the blocks on your left and your purpose in front of you, and there's a gap. So there's a gap between you and your purpose, and the gap is you. You believing in yourself. So you want to move into the energy of no matter what, this is happening. Okay, I see this block, but I'm still moving forward. I see this block, but this is happening. Is like there's no way that I'm staying where I am.
Mhm.
I know why I'm here. I know what I'm meant to do here. I know that I am in alignment with who I am, and I know that I am divine partnership with the universe, with source. So there's no way, even if I don't know what all these blocks are, I'm moving forward. So you want to have that kind of attitude, even if you don't know what they are. It's like I am uncompromised, I am unwavering, I am unshakable. It's happening.
Mhm.
Yeah, there's no other way. And so you're really leaving everything behind. So some of those things are just going to fall out. Some of those things that were blocks, they're just going to fall out. And some of the ones that you really need to clear will become more apparent to you. And then, you'll be able to clear those. But right now, what I'm seeing between you and your purpose is that there's a little bit of lack of clarity with you and your purpose. And the blocks right now are sort of like, okay, well, if I take care of this and this and this, then that would be really clear for me. So what needs to happen for you is to decide what that is for you that you love and that you want to express, and what gift you want to share or talent that you want to share with the world, how you want to do that and with whom, and how that makes you feel. And that's going to bring you closer because holding on to that vision is just going to pull you forward to getting there. And as I say that, I do see that pull forward, and I see the blocks like shrinking and then kind of moving out of your way.
Awesome. Thank you. So Caroline has a question. She said, Maria, is me looking at farm pictures and daydreaming not a match to what is possible if I don't believe I can ever afford it?
If you don't believe that you can ever afford it, you're already sabotaging yourself. Looking at them and dreaming and being in that energy and staying there, it's gonna get you closer to that. It's gonna bring it up because now you're again, where you're at in your vibration, what you're bringing in is matching. So if you're looking at them and saying, I'm never gonna have it, then you're dropping back down. So you want to dream, experience yourself in it, and stay there as often and consistently as possible so that you can experience that joy, experience that vision coming into reality. Because the way we manifest is we connect what that is. So through our intention, and we say, that's what it is, that's what I want, that's, that's it. And then we move into that energy, and then we bring it into our field. So we bring it into our energy, and then it shows up in our reality. Then we manifest it. But if you're connecting to it and you're not holding the space and you're not bringing it in, you're just going to drop out of that. Yes.
Awesome. All right, so I'm gonna take one more question from the Q&A or the chat, and then we're gonna take some questions from Maria and Lisbeth. So Anita was asking, how can we add self-love and self-worth to our matrix?
So how can we add
Self-love and self-worth to our matrix?
Okay. So those both are a choice. Self-love is a choice, and self-deciding, I am worthy, is a choice. What makes it hard for us to accept is what's in the way. And what's in the way, again, are things that we took on as our truth. So if somebody said you're not worthy because you don't look like this, or you don't have this degree, or you don't have this experience, or you're not from this, background, and we say, okay, that's my truth. We accept it as a truth, and we make that a block. So it creates a gap of our self-love and self-worth. Or if we heard from our parents that we're not good enough, or that we'll never amount to anything, we take that as our truth. So that becomes a block. And when we go to self-love and self-worth, we're like, well, how can I love myself if these things are true? And that's a subconscious mind running. So what you want to do is you want to, every single day, fill yourself up with love. You want to identify in your past, or work with somebody that can help you identify what things are there running in your subconscious mind that are preventing you from embracing self-love, by embracing your value and your self-worth, from completely and totally accepting yourself for who you are. So you can either, you do it on your own, look at your past and look at all the years of your life. Look at all the areas of your life. Where am I still judging myself? Where am I still blaming myself? Where am I still feeling guilt? What am I still resenting? What am I still angry about? And just release it all. So clear out your closet, clear out under the bed, behind the curtains, everywhere, in the corners. So you want to just clear everything out. It's like taking a bath of forgiveness and self-love. And then when you're continuously cleansing yourself, and be okay if you go over the same thing 25 times. So let's say that, something came up and you worked on it, and then it comes up again, just clear it. Just be okay that you have to work on the same thing 25 times, because we get frustrated when we say, I've already worked on that. Why is it still showing up? We think we're complete. But this is a process, and it's a process of love, and a process of compassion, and a process of unconditional love for ourselves. It starts with us so that we can share it with others. If we can't love ourselves, it's really hard for us to love others. One of the expressions I use is, if your cup is not full, then there's nothing to pour into anyone else. So that would be the key. Just work on what is still there that is causing that gap and your inability to love yourself. So just take many baths of forgiveness, and then um, bring in self-love, and fill yourself up with self-love. And as you're doing that, you're going to realize that because you love yourself, you can really see your value. Like, I'm a great person. I'm a good person. These are my gifts. This is my talent. This is why I'm here. And this is what I have to share with the world. And others will see your value too.
Awesome. Thank you. So I'm going to go to Maria. I'm going to unmute you, Maria. 1 second. Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Maria.
Maria from Philax.
Yep.
Hi, Maria. This is Maria. Hey,
how are you?
Thank you so much. I'm okay. Thank you. How are you? So happy to be on the call with you today again. Just a small update. I wrote to you about Serge's knee. It's still giving him a lot of trouble. It's still kind of swollen and paining. But the thing is, it's now he has like a severe attack of hemorrhoids. Yeah.
Okay.
So, So again, my question is back to the call, right? what is standing between surge in me and our abundance.
Okay. So when I look at what's happening with him, it feels like um, so you know, and for the ones in the call, you might have experienced this as well at one point or another, where once you start doing work, it like it all kind of comes out, right? It's like like you opened up the like Pandora's box, or you know, the floodgate, and all of a sudden becomes worse than it was before. But part of it is you releasing it, you know, because you were holding a lot of emotions there and a lot of frustration. So what I'm feeling for him is frustration, emotions of not being enough, and
Yes,
let's see, and overwhelm. And then also it's
yes.
like just like that feeling that a lot of us get, like, oh my gosh, like, am I ever going to get there? Because right now, where I am right
Yeah.
now, I don't feel like I can. And I still see like this long road ahead of me. So all of that is what's
Oh.
happening with him right now. Okay, so let's just
Mm.
go, let's clear some of that for him. And if there's anyone on the call that has been experiencing that, like, when am I going to ever get there? Like I can, you know, like I don't have the energy, or I feel depleted, I feel tired, and my goal seems to be so far away. Just go ahead and take a deep breath and exhale. Really release that overwhelm. Okay. So really releasing overwhelm, frustration, not feeling enough, releasing feeling small, and everything attached to that. And it feels like we're going to open up some other lifetimes, other parallel lives. We're going to clear some of those too, that are also running the same patterns, same emotions, and they feel like they're converging. We're going to clear, 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 clear and transmute, 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 clear and transmute. Clear and transmute all across the time, dimension, space around that direction of time. Clear, 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 clear. All parallel lives, all subset of lives, all lives in between in this lifetime, past, present, and future, in all dimensions, all planes in which you exist. And I do see an anchor for him, so we're going to remove that. It actually feels like a big metal, like a big nail, but the top of it is kind of heavy, and it feels like it's lodged in the soft part of his knee. So we're going to remove that.
Oh.
Clear, clear, clear. Okay. And we're just going to bring in healing energy to the knee. So we're bringing in, it's a light gold energy, and that's going to fill in that space. And then we're going to bring in blue energy. So it's a blue frequency. And it's just going to let it go around to everyone in the group. Okay. Thank you, Maria. Let me know how he's
Thank you,
doing.
thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Maria.
Thank you, thank you. Sergio is here, so I was just trying to ask him to say thank you. Thank you so much for him.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm just going to unmute you and lower your hand. And we're going to go to Lisbeth. I'm going to unmute you, Lisbeth. Hello.
Hi. Hi.
Hi.
Hi. Hi, Lisbeth.
Hi. While you were talking with that previous caller, a lot of despair came up. But prior to that, I was going to ask you about this feeling that I have of kind of frustration and irritation that money is so tight. And I know some things that I think I could do to work and bring in good money, but I don't have the money to get trained to do them. And I just feel like I'm in this holding pattern forever.
Mm-hmm.
And but the despair that came up with the previous person felt like it was a past life thing, but I didn't get any sense of it.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So for Lisbeth and everyone else on the call who feels stuck, who feels that there's no way out, that you don't have the resources, that no matter what you do or no matter what you try, it feels like it's a dead end. We're going to lift all of that energy. So the first thing I want you to do is to go ahead and close your eyes. Take a few deep breaths. And I want you to expand your energy. So go ahead and expand your energy. Expand it bigger than your body. Bigger than the room you're in. Bigger than the city you're in. Bigger than the county you're in. Bigger than the country you're in. Bigger than the hemisphere you're in. And bigger than the planet. And then elevate above your belief systems. So you're detaching and letting go of all the limitations, all the worry, all the concern, releasing all of that. Elevate above the belief systems of family, belief systems of society, belief systems of mass consciousness. So see yourself separate, bigger than the planet, separated from all that is. Take a deep breath. See yourself expanded, connected to the oneness of all. See yourself infinite, full of possibility, abundant. See yourself powerful beyond measure, connected to love, to divine creation, to unconditional love, to the universe. You are one with it all. You're one with the universe.
I'm having trouble even disconnecting.
Connect to your infinite self that already has access to everything that you need. Connect to your infinite self that brought you here, that chose this life for you. And allow your infinite self to come in and be your guiding light. So see yourself moving to the back and allow your higher self to come forward in front of you. Your infinite self, knowing what to do, always knows what to do, always knows what the highest answer is. And as you're standing there, now move into your infinite self and see yourself as one with your infinite self. And all around you, see your guides and your angels and all other ascended masters that you work with. And as you're standing there, see them bringing in gifts, gifts of abundance, gifts of joy, gifts of prosperity, gifts of light, gifts of knowing your true self. And receive them and allow them to come into your heart space. And as you're allowing them to come into your heart space is expanding to receive unconditional love, to receive love, to receive divine love, to know connection, to know self-worth, to know self-belief and self-trust. And as that part of you is being filled, bring into your mind's eye everything that you've been working with, everything that you've been challenged with. And notice now how you relate to it. Notice that it feels distant. It doesn't have a hold on you. It's not wrapped around you. It's not anchoring you down. It's just is. It's a decision that you have to make. It's a step that you need to take. It's a door that needs to be closed, or it's a door that needs to be open. And it's that's all it is.
Feels like
It
the
doesn't
shame
take
keeps
away
pulling
from
me
you.
back.
It doesn't diminish you. It doesn't sabotage you. It doesn't punish you. That challenge, that thing, that project that you've been working on, it simply is just that. Go ahead and take a deep breath and exhale. Now you can choose to relate to it differently. You can choose to relate to, all I have to take is that one step. Pick up the phone, call someone, step into my gifts, and share with those that I trust and I know who I am. Step into my power, step into my knowing, set up my website, create my email list, or create my emails, send to friends, send to everyone I know. Whatever that is that you have to do, whatever decision that is there that you need to make, it's small, it's manageable, and you can hold it in your hand. It doesn't run your life. It doesn't block you or keep you from moving forward. You can hold it in your hand and you can decide what the best thing to do is. Or you can put it aside for now and focus on forward movement, focus on what's next, focus on what is the best version of myself that I can become today to attract what I deserve in my life, what I'm worthy of, to attract more opportunities, more abundance, more of what's in alignment with me, more of what's going to support me in my purpose. Go ahead and take a deep breath and exhale. And as we're doing that, we're also letting go of the way you relate to money and how you give your power away to it, how you allow it to be bigger than you, how you allow that restriction, constriction to choke your energy, to choke your light. So we're going to release all of that from your field. Money is simply energy. Money is available to me to support me. Money is what I decide it is. Money is love. Money is joy. Money is purpose. Money is passion. Money is wealth. Money is prosperity. Money is abundance. Money is opportunity. Money is love. Money is me. And you can release all of that. Release all hidden benefits you have to live in this life. Release all hidden loyalties you have to family, friends, ancestors, generations, to pain and suffering. Clear and transmute all of that. Continue to allow your energy to expand and allow abundance to flow because it flows from an infinite source. And allow it to flow in, coming into your crown chakra, filling out your heart space, and allow it to overflow around your auric field, 10 feet out. And allow it to be you. This is my nature. This is my true nature. This is who I am. And the way I get to maintain it and support it is by living in gratitude, by accepting abundance and recognizing it and being aware that it's all around me. That it's who I am and it's my DNA. It's not separate from me. It is my true nature. It is my divine right. Go ahead and take a deep breath and exhale. I am, I am, I am. I am abundance. I am prosperity. I am wealth. I am possibility. I am opportunity. I am pure potential. I am money, and money is me. It is the energy of love, the energy of light that I hold in my heart. It is me. It is who I am, and it supports me. It comes in easily and effortlessly. It's all around me. It overflows in my life. And I'm learning to accept it now. I'm learning to embody who I am. I am learning to receive. I accept it now. I allow it now. It is within me. How does that feel to you?
It feels better. I don't feel clarity necessarily of what to do, but I feel
I
calmer.
can't hear what you're saying.
Oh, sorry. I don't feel clarity of what to do, but I do feel calmer.
I don't know if you're muted, but I can't hear.
Oh,
No, she's not muted.
yeah. Can you hear me?
I can hear you, Lisbeth.
I can't hear you either. Let me see if I'm muted. Okay, I'm not
Nope.
muted.
But it's definitely you, Maria. Can you hear us now, Maria?
I can't hear you. Okay, let me switch to my phone.
Yeah. All right. So Lisbeth, but you're feeling lighter and
Calmer.
and
Thank
calmer. Awesome.
Sorry,
Good.
everyone. I can't hear, so I'm going to switch to my phone.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah.
So she can't hear us, but we can hear her.
Yeah. I appreciate that.
It must be her headphones, I don't know if she can see me pointing to her headphones, but I know, right? That was so beautiful and powerful. Thank you, Lisa.
Sometimes this happens when we're bringing a high frequency.
Yeah. And Sunny says, "Oh my God, Maria, you are a powerhouse. The last clearing kicked my socks off. Thank you." I had to take my socks off too, actually.
Yes, I'm all red in the face from the heat.
Yeah. A lot of heat, a lot of energy moving, a lot shifting, right? So definitely be sure to take some deep breaths and drink some water, right?
Yes. Thank you.
And then, take a look at, what is the next right action you can take. Maria, can you hear us now? I don't know if she can hear us.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Awesome. Good. Yeah. That was weird. Yeah, it was definitely your headphones because we all could hear each other, no problem.
Yeah. Well, I'm using my headphones now, so it could have been like just what was happening. I don't know. Maybe I did something with my computer as I was in this frequency.
I'm gonna have to mute one of you. So Lisbeth, was there anything else you wanted to add?
No, I just wanted to say thank you, and that I'm a lot calmer. And as I was saying to you, I don't sense the next right step, but at least I feel calmer. So thank you.
Yeah, and the next step is going to come from you deciding. Now you have to make a decision of like how do you want to live your life and how do you want to express yourself. So creating that vision of your life for yourself. And deciding, I'm going to pursue this career, or I'm going to pursue this job, or I'm going to step into a new career. So you deciding and then feeling into, is this the right thing?
I feel like I've done that. It's just that's where I get stuck with the money. So hopefully this will have cleared something.
Okay.
Good. Thank you, Lisbeth.
Thank you.
I'll go ahead and mute
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, and I'll lower your hand as well. All right, so awesome. So let me just take a look at some of the other questions that we had. So there was a question from, and if I miss you, I'm sorry, I'm trying to go back up and see, but there was a question from Renetta about not knowing what her purpose is. So how does somebody find their purpose when they're struggling with that?
When it comes to your purpose, so there's a couple ways that you can do that. Okay, so there's your soul's mission, and then there's your life purpose. So your life purpose is how you choose to express your soul's mission. So when it comes to purpose, that can show up in many different ways. I actually had this conversation with somebody earlier, and let's say that your purpose is to be a healer. Well, a healer could show up in many different ways. You can be a healer as like we're doing this work now, or you can be a healer as a therapist, as a doctor, as a nurse, as a teacher, because you're healing different things. You may be healing self-confidence, self-belief. You may be healing medical issues. So the way you express it is going to be up to you, because you can really do it in multiple ways. So when people ask me about their purpose, if I tell you this is what I see, it's what I see right now. But that doesn't mean that you can't be something else. Doesn't mean that you can't enhance that or move into something else or expand that into something else. So that's the first thing. And though there's a couple ways that you can sort of tune into yourself and bring forth or download what is in alignment with you. One is to ask yourself, what makes me happy? So if you're in a job that you don't like, that's probably not your purpose. If you're in a career that initially you went into because you know it was going to be, you were going to be successful, and maybe you knew somebody or somebody told you to do that because that's what you should be. So you did that based out of ego because it gave you status, it gave you this, and it gave you that. And now you're not happy, right? So your purpose and your soul's mission have to be aligned with each other. So your soul's mission is the reason why you were created. And you can also ask yourself, why was I created? What is my purpose for being here? So it was Lisa, right? That's the question?
Yes, I think so. No, it was,
okay.
So it was Renetta.
Renetta, okay. So I'm going to tune into Renetta. Okay, so the images I'm seeing of you, Renetta, I'm seeing this beautiful being. So I'm seeing your soul. I'm seeing this beautiful being that moves through multiple dimensions, has a really long, beautiful dress that is energy. And as she moves, she has it's like a sword, but it's more of the ones that are wider at the end. And she's slashing darkness. So she's moving through different dimensions, and she's slashing through darkness. And as she slashes through darkness, I can see an opening of light. So you're bringing light to darkness. So how would that manifest here, right? How could you express that here? Well, you can express that with people that are living in that energy of darkness, and that may be people that are depressed, people that have addictions, people that don't believe in themselves and therefore creating a life of pain and suffering, people that have accepted everything that was given to them and live a life of misery and not enough, and are really living below standards. And there's a lot of anger and there's a lot of self-hate. So that's darkness. So that's one way that could be expressed. And if you say, oh, that's too much for me, I wouldn't even know what to do with that. So then you start somewhere else until you kind of build your confidence around that, because a lot of our trust comes from being in front of somebody and being in service. And our belief in ourselves and a belief in what we're bringing in and opening up the channels to bring in more is you being in front of somebody and allowing that frequency, that energy to flow through you. So let's say that you said that that's too much. I don't know if I have the skill sets for that. I just want to work with something that right now I can handle. So then you work on empowerment, and you're still bringing light to women, to children, to men. I don't really see you working with men. I see you working more with women and children. But again, doesn't mean you can't, and doesn't mean that they won't be attracted to you. So you work on empowerment, having good boundaries, stepping into your value, aligning yourself with your self-worth, and creating a life that matches that. So it could be that or what came through earlier. Does that make sense? So again, it's not one specific thing or one specific way. It could be in multiple ways that you express it, and then you move into more, and you expand into more. Then, as you're getting the practice, getting the confidence, and then opening up more gifts as more and more come in, because now you can hold more light and a higher frequency, then you'll attract more of the people that at the soul level made contracts with you to work with you, that are that need that thing that you're bringing forth. Does that make sense?
Awesome. Well,
I hope that helps.
Yeah,
Well,
thank you.
I have something to ask about that. It's just okay.
Just-
I can help people.
Just
and
talk
I
louder, Renetta, a little bit.
I can help people, and I don't mind. But sometimes that affects me too much, and then I hide myself.
Okay. Yeah, so all that means is that you don't have really good boundaries, and that you absorb their energy. So that's just you working on your boundaries, and then clearing your energy before you work with them, and then after. Just having some tools that you can use to do that. So that's an easy fix. It's not something that, oh my gosh, I can't do this because my life. It's just not having the right tools in place for you to hold your energy and hold the space for that person, and while you're working with them.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. You're welcome.
Awesome. Thank you, Renetta. So there was a question from, let's see, somebody who's still on the call. Let's see, Lynn says, she says, I seem to often be a scapegoat for people and situations. I'm not sure if there's anything else to that, but is that something that can be cleared, I suppose?
Yes. So we can clear.
Sorry, I have more. I seem to be often for scapegoat for people and situations. Can you tell me what might be in my field that causes me to be targeting and being targeted and resented, especially in times of abundance? I'm finding that it causes blocks to receiving.
Okay. So a couple of things about that. We'll definitely clear scapegoat for you and everybody else. And a scapegoat is something. It's like a label that is given to us, or that we accept. But the other thing that's happening is that the way you're showing up in those relationships is you're giving them permission to do that. So that's about your power. That's about you feeling like, so let's say abundance. Let's say that, as you're receiving abundance, as I'm tuning into you. When you receive abundance, I kind of feel your energy get restricted and going into unworthiness. I don't deserve this. I feel uncomfortable with this. I feel I need to hide this. I can't really reveal this. So that unworthiness and that feeling like I don't deserve it is what people receive from you, and they're reflecting that back to you in the way they're interacting with you. So the way you can change that is you being okay, first of all, being you, having good boundaries, saying no when things are not in alignment with you, saying no when things don't work for you, and reclaiming your power, because in all those situations, you're giving your power away. And when you give your power, somebody, whoever you're in that relationship with, is going to say, thank you for this, and let me take some more of your power since you're giving it to me. And if you're giving me your power, then that's making me feel good about me. And other ways that can make me feel good about me is if I take more from you. So let me diminish you a little bit more so I can feel better about myself. So that's the relation that's the energy that you're running when you're giving them your power. So you want to reclaim your power. You want to have really good boundaries, and you want to stand in I am, and I don't have to do anything that doesn't feel right with me. And the blame, it feels like it's something that they're used to doing with you. So that's a pattern, and you accept it. So the way you accept it is when you feel that blame coming in, or that fault, or you being the scapegoat, your energy shrinks, and it goes into like victim, and it goes into why are they doing this to me? Why am I not loved? And it doesn't matter what I do. This is the outcome. So that's the response that they get, and that is you being disempowered. And there's no fight after that. And I'm not saying like physical fight or verbal fight. It's from you just stay in that energy. So for them, there are no repercussions. So when you decide, no, this is not who I am, and I'm not going to allow this to be, and that this doesn't work with me. This is not honoring who I am, so I'm not going to allow it. I'm not going to take the blame. And you're saying it energetically, and you're saying it emotionally. So as they're blaming you, you're just holding your space. You're just, no, I am love, I am light, and that's who I am, and who you're trying to project into me, I'm not accepting. So then they see that in you. They see that you're not diminished. They see that they're not taking your power away. They see that they're not manipulating or dominating or controlling you. So they'll lose interest in doing that. But it takes you shifting the way you're showing up with them. Okay. So after all that being said, let's go ahead and clear for everyone that energy of scapegoat. So go ahead and close your eyes. So some of you are carrying it around your third eye. So we're going to release that from your third eye, from your crown chakra, from your heart space, solar plex. And any contracts about being the scapegoat, any contracts. Some of you have contracts of, okay, all right, I'll take the blame. All right. Everybody can be okay, and I'll take the punishment, or I'll take the suffering. I'll endure the suffering. So we're going to clear all those contracts of scapegoat. Clear and transmute, 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 clear and transmute. From this lifetime, no lifetime, from this reality, no reality, from this plane and no planes, from this dimension, no dimension, from this life and all parallel lives, outside lives, in between lives, soul contracts, family contracts, cultural contracts, ancestral contracts. Okay, so that last piece that came in, it was like a big vacuum that came in and just vacuumed that away. Okay, very good. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Wow. Again, a lot of heat, a lot of energy moving, a lot of shifting happening. So I already forgot who asked the question. I think it was Lynn, but thank you so much, Lynn. So we're going to take a few more questions in just a moment. But before that, I just wanted to take a few minutes to, hold on. I just wanted to take a few minutes to talk about the special offers that we have. So Elizabeth is saying, thank you for that clearing. Renetta is saying, wow, I feel better. I was crying. It was
awesome.
Yeah, and it's probably still clearing and releasing. So be gentle with yourself, guys. Okay. So for those of you who are live, you can just click on the special offer page on the live page. And for those of you who are not, maybe I can, hold on a second. I will not do anything. Here we go. 1 second. Okay, I'm just gonna pin my video, and I'm gonna share my screen because I'm allowed.
Thank you.
And we're gonna talk about the special offer. There we go. So Maria has 3 packages this time that she's offering: package A, package B, and package C. So Maria, can you just talk a little bit about the packages for us?
Yes, thank you. Okay, so I'm going to look at your screen, So if you can scroll down to the calls, that would be great.
Yep.
Okay, so this is package A. So you get a 25-minute session, and I always offer this session because the calls are great, and usually we have enough time to answer everyone's question. But sometimes there's certain things that are just kind of deeper that we can't really do in the group. Otherwise, we would take away from somebody else. So I offer the 25-minute session so that you can have that extra time, so that you can work on whatever is most important to you. And the calls are set up, like usually when I'm putting a program together, I am connecting to the group energy. So I'm connecting to you and everybody in the group, and then I am allowing what the best thing is for all of you. And so this is what I receive for all of you, everybody that's on the call now and everybody listening to the replay. So the first call is power, money, and me. So the significance you give to money and how you relate to it, and the influence it has on you and your power and feeling of power and standing in your power. So if we have stories from family about power, money is power, and when you have power, you abuse money, or you are seen as a target. So in this call, we're looking at all of that, we're clearing all that is, and we're letting go of everything that is there that doesn't allow us to stand comfortably in our power, that doesn't allow us to stand with joy in our power. And then we move into the second call, which is your relationship, the relationship with you, the significance you give money, and what it means to you to have it or not have it. So for some of us that we've worked a career and we're either at a place of retirement or we're at a place where we're moving into another career, we often look at, well, what do I have to show for it? And then we use that as our value. And many times it's not a real value, but it diminishes who we are. And we go through life there. And when we're trying to create something new, we're carrying that value from our judgment. So this is meant to clear that up and open up space for you to redefine who you are, step into your power with ease, and be okay receiving and earning and allowing money into your life. And then call number 3 is career, money, success, and failure. So everything attached to that in regards to money. Anything around, and I gave an example earlier of when you're in your career and you are all of a sudden getting this promotion and you're still carrying guilt about who you are, or guilt about not having it, or guilt about your past, and then you reject it. And the same thing with success. You only allow yourself to have a certain number of success. With failure, if you have failure in the past and you're not allowing success to come in because you're afraid to have the same results, so you're keeping yourself stuck. So we clear all of that there. Then we move into money, self-love, and spirituality. Most of us have this separate. Money is one and spirituality is another. But they're really all the same, because money is love, money is light, money is passion, money is purpose. So in this call, we align, we integrate all of that so you can be all that is, and so that you can live in your flow and have it be spiritual and allow yourself to be paid for being you, for sharing your spiritual gifts, and attach the value that you deserve, the value that you are saying, this is my value. And then you have bonus calls, or bonus MP3s, fearless. So we work through fear and your relationship with fear and reshaping that for you, getting clear about what you want. So this is really important, especially for those of you that asked, what are my next steps? What's my purpose? What's next for me? Well, what do you want? So what do you want? What do you desire? What makes you happy? What is the vision of your life that you're bringing forth? And then what's keeping you from that? And then those are the blocks that you work through. Peak performance. So I included this because peak performance is about you being the best version of you. And when we go into the best version of ourselves, we often judge and we often measure ourselves up against somebody else. But being the best version of you is really about you embracing who you are and being your higher self, leading life from your higher self. That is the best version of you. Ego clearing and integration. So we move your ego in a place where you have a good relationship with it and you're able to integrate it. And then your story with money, clearing those belief systems, those stories that you've created about money and releasing that from your field. So all of this is meant to support the calls, the live calls. And the live calls are usually about 60 to 90 minutes in which you can ask any questions about the topic or anything that came up for you or any challenges that came up for you. And all of this outside the telesummit would be $13.95 or more. For you here is $197. So it's a huge, huge value.
Mm-hmm.
And then package B is a 45-minute session. So as you can see from this call together that we can get through a lot in 45 minutes or in a couple minutes. So imagine 45 minutes.
That's
And
true.
this one has, so bring your stuff and let's get you to the next level. And here you get 4 additional calls. So the first 4 are the ones that we mentioned, and then we move into money, my story. So my story is my life, and my parents' story. So we have a story that we're running, right? Everything is difficult. Life doesn't work for me. No matter what I do, nothing happens. I can never have what I want. I get to struggle. And then we're so stuck in that. And we're so stuck, and we like hold on to those belief systems, and we create more of that. And often, those belief systems are not even ours. They're our parents, they're our societies, they're someone else's. So in this call, we're clearing all of that. We're moving you forward. We're clearing everybody else's energy from your field so that you can decide, you can choose your own reality, your own life, your own belief system. And then we move into money, health, and vitality. As I said earlier, shows up in every area of your life. If you're feeling that you're unsupported or life doesn't support you or money is difficult and your career is not supporting you, then it shows up in different parts of your body, especially in your back. If you're feeling, that self-hate and loathing or holding anger, it'll show up in your body and it'll diminish your energy, your vitality. So when you go out there, try to create, you feel like I'm exhausted, I'm trying and nothing's happening. And then we move into call number 7, money, purpose, passion, and divine mission. So aligning yourself with, these are all the same. My divine mission is my passion. My passion is my purpose. And money is purpose. Money is passion. Money is why I'm here, because it's part of who I am and it's here to support me. And when it supports me, then I can fully surrender to my divine mission because I am taken care of. My family is taken care of. Everything is taken care of. So in this call, we align you with that. We move you into that space. And then call number 8, money, joy, fulfillment, time, connection, and relationships. So when we have everything else and we're missing something in our relationship or in love or in a connection with others, it's like a one or the other. I don't have enough time to make money. I'm not making money because I don't have time. I'm not connecting with others because I don't have time. I have to work or I have to create. I have to make more sales. I have to create more money. I don't have time to nurture these relationships because I have to work. So they're all connected and they all suffer. So we clear whatever is there about this that is not allowing you to be abundant in every area and also be able to have those deep connections with friends and family and your partners. And you get here the same bonuses in this clearing. And this package is $297, I believe.
Mm-hmm. That's
Can
right.
you scroll down a little bit more? Yeah.
Yep.
And you also get the Facebook group in which we can all interact together. And I included another package here, which is the one-on-one sessions. And the one-on-one sessions are great when when we've worked through all this stuff and you feel like, okay, I had some shifts, I had some breakthroughs, but there's still some layers there. Or as a result of working through this, now there's more that came in. So then we can work through that. Or if you say, oh, this is great, but now I want to work in this other area of my life. I want to work on my health, and I want to work on my relationship. So these are great for things that are not specific to the program, but are still important in relationship to money or anything else. And this offer, so 3 sessions, 25 minutes each for $333.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. So
Yeah,
there's
Tim.
3 different choices for people to take a look at and see which one works for them right now. Let me just unmute. Yeah. And so, take a look, see which one resonates with you, which one is calling you today, and the special offer is, the link will be in the emails. It'll be on the YouTube video and the podcast and all that stuff. So please do take a look at that. And if you have any questions, just let me know if there's something that's missing. All right. So can we take a few more questions, Maria?
Yes. And I'm going to see if I can do anything about my window. Go ahead, and I'm listening.
Okay, awesome. Let me go back and see what some of the questions were. So there was a question from Julie. She says, I'm lost at what I want to do to bring in money and a life worth living to support me and my 2 kids. Just lost. So Julie, I think you're here on the call. Did you want to unmute yourself and come on? If you're still there. If not, that's okay too.
Can you hear me? I'm here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I'm here. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yep.
Okay.
Awesome. So what's going on, Julie?
Oh, that's what I've been spending my whole life trying to figure out what I want to do. I have been a court reporter before, but I don't want to do that anymore. But I've been spending the last, I would say, almost 10 years of my life trying to figure out what I want to do. I've taken classes, I've got certified in this and this, but nothing has turned out to be something I love, and that I'm like, feel like I'm happy or can even make money at. I've done things and nothing's worked. I've done psychic work and haven't made money at that. I've done bars, haven't made money at that. I've done access facelift, haven't made money at that. I've done the body processes and haven't made money at doing that. And I'm just to the point where I feel like there's something else that that I have a capacity that I don't know yet that is going to open up for me somehow, maybe even more than one capacity. And that'll be what I will love, and that'll be what I'm going to do. But my problem now is that I feel so stressed because I have some money ending and I have to find out what I'm going to do so I can support me and my kids. And so I get that fear in me. And then, and I've been suffering with like depression and like suicidal stuff and everything too. But I think it's all intertwined in that because I'm scared. I get scared. If anybody says something to me, my family or something or friends, oh my God, you're going to have to go on welfare and food stamps. You're going to lose your car. You're going to lose everything. That's when I get suicidal because I'm like, oh my God, I don't have any other way out. And then I get scared and I'm like, oh my, and I bet I don't want to die. I want to live. And
okay. Julie, what do you think that all those certifications that you have didn't work for you?
Yeah.
Why do you think they didn't work for you? Yeah.
Because
I'm not asking like why didn't you get paid enough? What I'm asking is why did you feel like that wasn't the thing for you? Like that wasn't, because you mentioned several things and they're all pretty amazing. Everything that you said, they're all great tools and modalities that you can make a career out of. So why do you think that the career didn't happen for you?
Nobody is interested. I mean, when I did the psychic work, I didn't hardly get any clients or anything. And it was
Okay.
it was way stressful for me, and everybody wanted it for free. And I had friends that were
Right.
just
Okay.
calling me all night long and wanting free
Right.
readings and stuff. And it just was too, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And
Okay. So the reason I was asking you that is that there's a belief system in you, a couple
yes.
of belief systems. Well, more than a couple, but that's for all of us. The belief system, the one that came through when you were talking about all these things that didn't work out for you, and then you said there's something else for me. You're justifying that there's something else for you. That's why these didn't work, and so you're looking to, like, what is that? When that comes in, then I'll be abundant. When that comes in, then I'll know that I'm worthy. When that comes in, then I know that I matter. When that comes in, then I know that I'm meant to be here.
Yes.
And you keep waiting for that. However, you have all these tools that you can use. And the reason I asked you, why do you think? Because I could feel it was your belief system,
Yeah.
and your belief in yourself,
Yeah.
and your value. So you said, nobody's there. Nobody wants to do a psychic reading. Yet there's, a lot of psychics out there that do what they do, right? And then you said, nobody wants to pay for it. Well, that's the value, right? That's the value that you place on yourself. So those are the things that need to be clear for you in order for you to say yes. So that's part of it. The other part of is you recognizing your own value and you saying yes to you. You saying that you're here for a reason. You're here to make an impact. You're here to share your gifts, and that however that shows up. And if the people that are in front of you now, they're not the right clients, that the right clients are going to show up. Because it felt like you looked for validation and you looked for significance when you went out and it wasn't there. And then you gave up on yourself and you said, this doesn't work. Scratch that. Let's try something else. And then you did that again. And then the feedback that you were getting was from people that you were allowing them to judge you because you gave them the power to judge you. Family who thinks, well, that's not a real job. You need to go get this type of job. You're not going to make any money with that. And then you believe that.
Even my kids, they all think I'm the crazy one. I'm crazy. They don't even like me talking in front of them, in front of their friends or anything, because they're embarrassed, because they're afraid I might say something psychic.
Right. So all those things are so giving power to all those things, allowing those to be bigger than you and to be your truth is what's creating this block for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you have all these things around you, but everything around you is what I just described. Family that's saying you can't, you not believing in yourself, you believing that the client is not out there for you, and that there's something else better and bigger that you need to be doing. And until that comes, you're not going to do anything until that comes because nobody is going to pay. Okay. So work with those things, like release all of it, like take each one and clear each one out for yourself. So I'm just going to ask, what would be the thing that we can do today for you that's going to help you move forward? Okay. So just yourself. Okay. So several things came up. So we're going to do the everybody else is defined. Everyone else is defining who I am, and everybody else is giving me my value. So go ahead and take a deep breath and exhale. And anyone else who feels like I'm stuck because I've been told all my life that I can't do this and I can't do that, and that shows up in me as I take steps forward. That fear, that doubt, that insecurity comes up. That judgment or fear of not being accepted comes up. Okay, so I want you to tune into your auric field, and I want you to look for all those words in your auric field. You can't do this. That's not a real job. You're crazy. Who do you think you are? That doesn't make any sense. It's not going to make money. Nobody wants to hear about it. Nobody wants you to do this work. Nobody is interested. And then see them all coming together like into a little ball, and then being thrown out into the universe. Go ahead and take a deep breath and exhale. Okay, so we're releasing all those labels, all those programs, all those implants, all those projections, everyone else's energy, everyone else's belief systems. Releasing it, removing it, clearing it, transmuting it from your auric field. Clear and just be, 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 all across the time, dimension, space, around that direction of time. Okay. Okay. So we're going to bring in, I am gifted. I am talented. I know who I am. I know I am here. I know that I matter. I know that I am significant. I know that I'm meant to be here. I know that I have a purpose here. And I'm ready, willing, and able to share my gifts and talents. And I am open to being in divine partnership with the universe, to guide me, to bring me, to support me as I surrender into my truth, to my divine self. As I show up in the world as I am, as I shine my light to the world as I am. I am gifted, I am talented, I am the light within. I am a clear channel of love and light. And I am open, ready, willing, and able to express myself fully, to create my reality in alignment with who I am, releasing everyone else's hold on me, moving into sovereignty, moving into I am, I am, I am. And so it is. Okay, Julie. So I welcome you on the calls where we can work on all the other stuff. And your homework is to look at what you have right now.
Okay.
And look at the abundance you have right now, like this, these gifts that you have, these modalities that you've already trained in. And decide, I'm going to monetize what I have. I'm going to monetize who I am. And I'm going to serve. And as I choose this, I am attracting all those who are in alignment with what I'm bringing and are ready to receive it and pay my value, pay for my value. Willing, ready, and able.
Okay.
Okay. How does that feel?
Feels good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Good. Thank you, Julie.
Thank you, Laura.
That was awesome. Again, so powerful. I'm going to mute you, Julie, by the way. Wow. So much came up, I'm sure for a lot of people, right? Not just for Julie. So that was, I'm sure a lot of people are clearing right now with that. So thank you. I'm just going to take two last questions. One from, I think, Melinda, because it has to do with what we're talking about. And she said, hi, Maria, while you were speaking, I realized that I see success as a destination or goal that is achieved rather than a way of being. Am I in
Mm-hmm.
alignment with my highest self and source when it comes to success?
Well, if you're still seeing it that way, then you are on your path to success. But you don't want to be on your path to success. You want to be in relationship with success. So instead of a destination, it's like, think of it as a beautiful energy that is walking with you. The same thing, with abundance, the same thing with prosperity. It's already there. You're not getting there. It's already there, but you're bringing it into this 3D. So that is when you're in alignment with your, with source and success, because success, society says it's out there, but everything is within us. And so, so as an example, let's say that you want to create a career or another career, and you see what it's going to look like, you see what it's going to feel, or you feel what it's going to feel like, and you see your vision of it. Okay. And if you see it out there, like, oh, one day, when I get, this, when I complete this, or when I get this money, when this changes in my relationship, when I'm finally feeling better about myself or feel healthier, stronger in my body, then it's a condition, and it's always going to be out there. But when you say it's already here and I feel it and I feel happy about it and it's within me and I can really see the transformation, I can see the reaction that I'm creating and people all around me as I'm sharing my gifts, as I am in this career, it's in the now, it's in the present. There are no conditions, so it's just a matter of time before it shows up. Yeah, it's just that energy keeps evolving, and it starts bringing in things into your reality and opportunity, people, places, things into your life. You're like, oh, I said I wanted this, and now this is showing up for me. I said that this was in alignment with me. Now this is showing up for me. So when you release all the conditions about having success, having abundance, having prosperity, it's a lot easier for you to manifest it a lot quicker. So notice if you have any other condition around anything else. And if success is already yours, because we are success. We are divinely perfect. Everything that gets in the way of that is from the ego, from the mind, from what we know. But we are already those things that we're trying to be or that we're striving to be. We are. So if we are success and you wake up, I am successful, success is already within me, then that also creates that confidence and that trust about it's happening. There's no other way because this is who I am.
Awesome.
So, hope that makes sense.
Awesome, thank you. And Gloria's been asking a question about healing with needs, and she just pointed out, needs are about moving forward, taking steps forward, and about abundance. Can you talk a little bit about that?
So, when we talk about like what the body holds, it doesn't always hold the same thing for everyone. So what may be for, let's say, Melinda, it could be different for you. But I'm going to tune in for you. So I saw your question come through earlier, and I briefly glanced at it. And one of the things that came up was honoring yourself. And when we talk about honoring yourself, is also having good boundaries. Honoring yourself is also believing in yourself. It's also embracing who you are. It's also knowing that you're infinite and that you're powerful, and that what you desire is already yours. So that moving forward, sometimes that moving forward, our resistance to moving forward is we're afraid. We're afraid of failure. We're afraid of the unknown. We're afraid of what's going to happen because we're not connected to ourselves. We're not connected to our powerful self. We're not connected to our infinite self. When we're connected to our infinite self and our powerful self, we're not really running those thought processes about, what's going to happen or what's in the future, or what if I'm not enough, because we already know. We already know that we are enough. We already know that, again, we are success. Success is already within us, and there's no other way. So you're trusting with each step that you take forward that that step is the right step. You're not questioning, you're not analyzing it, you're not second guessing yourself. It just is. It's one step at a time. So your question was like, what does this mean? So I want to ask you, are you asking me to look at what does this mean for you and why are you not moving forward?
Or is it just that, you know, and also she would like a healing for her knees because she can't even move forward. Like she's so
Okay.
stuck, I guess, right? So she's not,
Okay.
it's preventing mobility, right?
Okay, so we can take a look at that. Okay. So you have these, they look like pads, like knee pads. They're like for people that kind of work on, like they do floors and they get on their knees a lot, like builders. So you have these knee pads that are, they're soft, but they have metal attached to them. And the metal anchors you down into the ground. So I'm just going to take a look if you put them there or somebody else or something else put them there. Okay, so it feels like it was both. So when we believe what other people say about us, or when we believe stories other people told us about, you can't do that, that's not for you, that's not safe, what if you fail, what if this, what if that, you need to be clear about what you want before you take any steps, or you need to know what the next step is before you take that because that could cost you. So we take this in and then that becomes fear. And so that's the first thing that's showing up around your knees, like this overwhelming fear about moving forward. And then I see you saying, well, that's really not my fear, but for now, I'm going to use that as my excuse for not moving forward. And we do that a lot. And when I was talking about hidden benefits and hidden loyalties, those are it. You know, we take something that seems justifiable, like, well, I don't really know what the future holds, so I'm just going to hang around and wait. But what you're really doing is saying, well, I'm kind of afraid to take action because what if I do take action and that doesn't work out for me? Then I'll be judged. Then I'll be rejected. Then I really know that I'm not enough. And I really don't want to know that about myself. So we run these stories and these patterns that add to that. So we use that as the excuse for not stepping forward, for not showing up in the world, for not shining our light. Okay, so we're going to release that for you. So go ahead and take a deep breath. And anyone else who feels like they have some hidden benefits and hidden loyalties for not stepping into their gifts, not stepping out into the light, let's clear those. So we're going to clear. Removing all that is, releasing the excuses, releasing the story, releasing the belief systems, releasing the patterns, releasing the loyalties you have around that, and all other hidden benefits of staying small, staying safe, staying stuck where you are. We're going to release all of that. And the fear. Clear and just be, 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 all across the time, and into space around that direction time. Clear. Clear and just be, 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 clear and just be. Clear and transmute it all. Okay. Across the time, dimension, space, reality, our direction of time, in between lives, our subset of lights, past, present, and future, parallel lives, our dimensions, our realities, all planes in which exist. Clear, just be. Okay, so I see these knee anchors. They fell off of you, and then they were uprooted from the ground. So I said they were anchored into the ground, like they were cemented into the ground. So they are uprooted now. So you should feel lighter in your knees and maybe more mobility in your knees. And we're just going to put 2 grounding cords to pull out everything else that is there, any other imprints, other attachments, other cords, anyone else's energy that is stuck there. We're going to clear all of that out. Yeah, very good. Okay, yeah, I would love to hear how you feel. Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Awesome, thank you. So Gloria says, thank you, my heart is so grateful. Awesome, good, thank you, Gloria. And what's interesting about that is, we are always, yeah, thank you, Sunny says thank you, more. It's about, as we are moving forward, it's about not worrying about the judgments from other people, not worrying about what other people are going to think and say and, limiting us, just be in our heart and be, trust our knowing, trust ourselves that whatever it is that we want to do, whatever we are striving for, or whatever our heart's desire is, just to keep going, right?
Mm-hmm.
The best we can.
Right. Yeah.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, I was just going to say, yes, it's really following, being your biggest advocate, being your biggest cheerleader, being that standing as source for yourself. And this is what I was saying earlier about no matter what, this is happening because this is what I truly believe why I'm here. Yeah. I believe in myself and I believe in the light within, and nothing is going to get in the way of that. However that shows up, and it's not forceful and it's not a fight and it's really your belief in yourself. That when you're so congruent, it's almost like all the challenges just kind of fall off and the blocks just kind of get out of the way for you because you're saying, I've decided that no matter what my circumstances have been, my experiences have been, no matter how my past has been, I've decided that I am. And I am moving forward as I am, and I'm loving my I am, and I'm loving myself for it, and I'm honoring myself for it, and I am surrendering myself to my I am, and I am, and there's no other way. And life is just unfolding for me in this way.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you. And and that's the thing. It's like have faith, trust, confidence in yourself, and keep taking one step. But the first step is going within, connecting to your heart space, connecting to who you truly are, and expanding that out as much as you can, and functioning from that space more and more, right?
Absolutely, yes. Awesome. Yes, allowing your heart to shine.
Yeah, exactly. So I know we've gone a little bit long today, so I just want to remind you all again to take a look at the special offers that are on that Maria is offering. I know Lisbeth was asking if there is a payment plan. So Lisbeth, if you want to just email me, we can take a look at that because the system I have set up right now doesn't do it automatically. So just email me and we can talk about it. So Maria, was there anything else that you wanted to share before we signed off today?
I was just going to see if there's any other messages for the group. So there's a blessing that wants to come through for the group. So if you just close your eyes and kind of sit onto your body and just allow your heart space to open, and it's a blessing of self-love, unconditional love, and divine love. So relax and expand your energy and just allow yourself to be free in the space. We're all connected into the oneness of all. And notice in your mind's eye, or perceive in your mind's eye, beautiful gold energy that is coming in and it's just kind of moving around freely. And right behind that, there's a purple energy frequency that is coming in. And right behind that is a pink that has like a tone of red in it. They're coming in and they're just very gentle, very loving, very kind. And they're coming in, and as they come in, they connect to your crown chakra, they connect to your third eye, and then they sit onto your heart space. So it's a reminder of you are one, you are connected, you're supported, You know what your truth is. You know what your reality is. That's your third eye. And then connecting to the heart space, you're loved, you're supported, you are adored, you are cherished. You are important, you are significant. You matter and you belong here. You're here because you're essential. And you are sovereign. You are a sovereign being of light that is full of love, light, compassion, abundance, prosperity. You have everything you need within you now. It's all available to you. Embrace who you are. Love who you are. Love being you. Allow the universe to support you. Allow the universe to be in divine partnership with you. Allow yourself to receive, to be blessed for being you. Love, 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 love yourself. Love who you are. Love everything about you. You are divinely perfect. You are divine love. You are divine creation. You are, you are, you are. And so it is. Integrate that. Integrate that. Allow it into your heart space. Claim it. I am, I am, I am. Beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Namaste. I hope to see all of you on the call. And I love to work with all of you and support you in any way that I can, and help you move forward in your divine mission and divine path, and creating the best version of yourself, stepping into your greatness, and living your most extraordinary life. So I welcome you, and I look forward to working with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, Lara. Thank you so much.
Oh, that was awesome. That was so wonderful. Thank you. And, you know, there were so many clearings and healing that Maria did on this call, so much wisdom and teaching that she shared with us. So please do, you know, watch the video again or listen to it again, and definitely take a look at the special offers, the packages that Maria has. I'll send you the link in the email, and it'll be on YouTube and the podcast as well. So, wow, I'm so full. There was so much stuff on this call. So thank you, and thank you so much, everyone, for all of your questions as well. We probably didn't get to all of them, but again, thank you, and until next time, may you continue to be blessed with an abundance of joy, peace, love, happiness, prosperity, and radiant health. And I'm sending you all much love and blessings today and always. Thank you, everyone. Bye for now.
Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much, Maria. This was so awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. My pleasure.